Hey YouTube, short little video showing you some of the stuff I've been working on, trying to learn how to show the color. And it is harder than you could ever imagine to show what you can see will not come over. That's why I admire certain people that can really get online and show how beautiful their opal is, because it is so hard to try to show it. I mean, you can move it and twist it and turn it and you see it, but for it to come through on this camera, total different monster. You see all this beautiful stuff, but it's just hard to get it. Now, these are not finished. I've been working on them, and I just trying to learn. So I figured the best way to learn is put myself on the spot. And I've got some that I really like, and that I just really love to sit there and look at them because of the color and the stuff that I can get to pop. But if I dare try to take a picture of it or show it, there's places that die out. You can't see the color. Like that one. This thing is just absolutely beautiful when you're sitting there looking at it. And I can't figure out how in the world to get that color to pop where you can see it. I mean, there has to be some kind of special lights. People don't tell you their tricks. I can watch some people and I see it, and they'll give you information, but it's still not letting you know what they're doing to actually show the colors they're getting. So I'm just going to sit here and play with it while I'm filming, and then I'm going to post it and look at it on TV. Because when you just throw that down, that joker is just a rock. And you try to take a picture of it, it's a white rock. You can sit there and look at it, and it's the prettiest thing you've ever seen. But you try to take a picture of it, it washes out white. That light, it just reflects just white light back at you, and you cannot see how beautiful that opal is. There'll be more color in it than you could imagine, and you try to take a picture of it. This little one here, that joker can be so pretty when you hit it right. Now this one hadn't, this one's just like it was when I got it. Kind of hard to move with this thing, but that thing has got some beautiful color in there. I've tried to take pictures of it. I've been sitting here for a couple of hours messing with this. And I was like, man, just turn it on. Put yourself under the light. Just do it. Turn it on. Because there's a lot of people out there new too. And you can get so turned around with this, you just like, you know what? I can't do it. I quit. Don't ever quit. Because you will find it. You'll find the way. Especially when you're like me. I'm brand new. I'm still learning. There's a lot of stuff I've got to learn how to do. So I can't get discouraged. These are the opals that I learned how to polish opal with. And when you learn how to do something like this, you get so proud of it. It's just very precious to you. There's people that'll see it and tell you you ain't got nothing or whatever they say. It doesn't matter. It's about how you feel about it. So don't let people bring you down. If you can see here, there is a perfect crack. Well, I'm not going to separate that yet. I'm going to wait, because I've bought a real nice flat lap, and I'm going to start polishing and stuff soon. But I still like to get down how in the world. There's like a cream on top of that that'll come off. But sometimes when you take that cream off, it'll shine straight through and you don't get all that. See, I've got two nice pieces of opal here. I've got this top that I call top and this long piece here. And it really is just full of color. Beautiful little sparkles and stuff. There you go. You can see a little better. See, I guess this is the process of learning. You got to learn how to block certain light and let certain light in, because it just does not film well with a big bright light shining at it. Because the whole thing of this opal is according on where you're looking at it from for what you see. And if you think you're just going to pop an opal in something that's going to be an opal ring, well, yeah, it'll be an opal ring or an opal necklace. But you might not see a spark of color in it. And it'll be a beautiful opal. I'm just completely fascinated with a rock that can naturally just throw that kind of color at you. And I know when this comes off of here, it's either going to kill that. You can see that line right there. And this is very inexpensive stuff right here. This is what I learned how to, what I learned what opal felt like when you put it on the wheel. And it changes your whole brain on this rock, because this is not a hard rock. It comes off real nice and easy. This one here is so pink, and I just cannot get it to come through. Not what it is when I'm sitting there looking at it. It is a beautiful little rock. And I know there's little places in there. Like I said, I'm not finished with it. I've just been working on it. I take my time. I enjoy doing that. Take my time and I look at it, mess with it, just stare at it. I don't know if all people do that or not, but it's some pretty stuff. Because you want to sit there, you watch so many videos, you learn. Don't make quick decisions when it comes to your opal. Try to learn it and really look at it and know where you want to place it and what you want to do with it. Because the opal will teach you. The opal will show you what it is. Because every one of them is made differently. And this is Ethiopian. This is what I bought to learn what opal felt like, to have it in my hand, and to, like I said, to learn how to cut it, polish it, learn how to make it explode in your hand. Because you don't realize you have got to keep this stuff wet when you're working with it. You keep a regular rock wet because it'll burn you. It'll get so hot. But you keep this opal wet because it has got a high percentage of water in it. And you get that water hot, and guess what water does when it gets hot? It expands. And this joker will pop into a million pieces. I know that well because I have popped some into a million pieces. And when you're working it, you do not stop. If you stop, you lift. Because if you don't, you will flat have a. I'll show you. There you go. There's a place right there where I stopped. See that edge right there? Right there at my thing. I stopped. Something happened. I was on the wheel and I was working it with my hands and I stopped without taking it off. Anytime you touch this opal, it is going to. This is one of the prettiest ones here. And I just cannot get the color to show on camera. And I'm trying to figure out what my light is to catch it. And it's not a trick. A trick would be if I had some kind of special light up here and shining it on there and you couldn't see it and it's throwing out color at you. I want to do it to where it's in a good natural non-moving light, which if you're going to do a show with an opal, it is, you can do things like that because you want to see it, you want people to see it where it's stationary or it's moving, or you're doing something like this, and you're turning it and stuff, or have something where it's going around where it'll catch that light at different moments, different times, and throw that color out. But if you could just see what I'm looking at right now, that thing is red. And when I'm looking at it through my camera, I can see a couple of little flashes, but you don't see the red stone that I'm looking at. Just red fine streaks running all through it. And I've been sitting here for an hour trying to take a picture of it, and I've got to learn. There's a crack right there. One thing about these Ethiopians opal is these have been drying for months. There's some of it. You can see I'm finding it. That's why I wanted to do this, where I could sit here and play with this opal, and I figured, why waste my time and not get anything out of this? I'm going to turn this camera on. I'm going to do a little opal video, and I'm going to post this joker. For one thing, I can look back later after I've learned some of the stuff that people already know, and believe me, I have watched some videos. I really watch a lot of opal videos. I'm sure some people might think I'm quite insane because I like to comment. And if they've done something miraculous to me, I ain't ashamed to let them know. I'll tell them real quick, man, that's some nice stuff you doing, because I have sit here and tried my best to get some good pictures of some opal. And when you see it, you know what, it's like that joker done found a way. So you start studying them and trying to figure out how in the world is he turning. Now, see, that one's pretty. But it is just, when you see pretty on this film, let me tell you, you're going to see something else when you see it in person. Because if you can make it look pretty on here, man, is it something else when you got it. This one's just pretty any way you look at it. You wouldn't believe what I paid for this. Just would not believe it. And I usually don't give those kind of secrets away. But let me tell you, it wasn't a lot. And the only guy I've ever seen to sit and talk, that opal guy, he will sit there and explain to you how much it weighs, how much he paid for it, and then how much it's worth. And that's one person that can really make an opal sparkle. And I don't care if it's the size of a half of a pea. That joker has figured it out, and I'm going to try my best. I'm glad I've been following him as long as I've been on YouTube. That was one of the first people I found. I like the way I like his whole method. I like the way he comes in. I like the way he shows it. I like the way I can just see his brain. He's planned it out. He's going to show you the beginning where you see what opal really looks like. Then he's going to show you the ending where you see what it can look like. I really think that's pretty. See, you really get stuck on one when you can get some good light out of it. And I've got some big old opals that I'm going to be working on. But why mess with what I got that I know that's good when I can't even make this look good? I've got to learn how to do it. So here we are. And then when I do hit it and learn how to do it good, then you'll be able to look back and say, you know what? Look at there. He didn't know how to do it either. So it just lets you know it ain't about, I guess it could be, you have to love something. Like, I don't know how I fell in love with that. Oh, I do. I bought my niece a necklace. And I didn't know about opal. And I bought that necklace. And man, I just like, my goodness, that thing is just beautiful. And I don't even look at it like a birthstone anymore. You can see my hot spots on there where I stopped or where I need to go back and polish. Because like I said, I took a 6-month class. I went in every week and worked for 7 hours under a man that knew exactly what he was doing. And if you ever do that, don't fight them. Because you don't realize what they're doing until you're done. They teach you how to cut other rock first. It's because you can't appreciate this rock until you learn how to do the other ones and learn the difference in a soft rock and a hard rock. And these do not do well when you try to facet it. This is not a faceting stone. I've got some that's been faceted. They just don't work. It don't even look real. I love that. That color coming out like that for me, that is, you just couldn't do anything better right there. That's a nice little thick stone too. So I got plenty to play with. Then I got some like this. It'll never be anything except a free-formed opal. But when you turn it and you look, you can find some stuff in there that's just like, man. And I just can't bring myself to not like it. I love it. It's a beautiful little stone. And it's got sand in it. And if you took that sand out, you wouldn't have a stone. And I'm just learning to, it's like, you know what? I don't mind that sand. And I know people in this world that would actually love something like that. Putting a necklace. Because one thing about a freeform opal, you can wear it with your best outfit and it looks great. Put on your bathing suit or a pair of jeans, it still looks good. If you got something that's just really top dollar, the way the world has decided it's supposed to be, you look ridiculous with that thing on. You don't have the right clothes or the right situation. In my opinion, that is not absolutely a, you know, but that is a, I love the way that thing moves and the way it throws that color out. And this hadn't been polished. That's why it's so flat. I mean, it's got sand in it, and that could come off easily. This hadn't. That's a break. This hadn't been done. This hadn't been done. I just working on trying to find that color, and I picked me out some of these and learning where my shade needs to be, where the color the light needs to be, to try to find that color. When I do start doing something better, and I'll be able to show it. See, my mind will tell me, throw it down, just see what it'll do. But it just seems like it does better if I pick it up and I have more control over it. Because this is the way I like to work it too, with my hands. And I've actually grown my fingernails back. Because when you start working on this stuff, if you don't put it on a stick, you're going to grind your fingernails down. But you fall in love with it, you don't care. Try to get my focus back. There it is. You can see how pretty that joker is. I love this opal. I know I do a lot of stuff, but people got to understand I got a job I'm doing here. I can't get out and run around all the time. I got to stay close to home. So when you see these things I'm doing, don't feel like I'm really explaining myself to anybody. Just letting you know that I'm doing what I can do right now. See, there's extra color in there. I stopped at a step, maybe first or second wheel. And then two, I'm seeing some stuff. It just does not come over into this camera. And I thought, well, maybe if I got a better camera. Nope, done that too. It's the light. You have got to learn that light, because even when you're doing opal and you're showing somebody an opal, most of the time when you're showing somebody else an opal in real life, like when they're sitting there and you're sitting here, you don't find the color in your eye. Because most of the time when you don't see color, they do. When you see color, they don't. I actually used my mother as an experiment. Then I realized, I was like, when I see that color, she don't see nothing. And she'll go, "Ooh, there it is. I see it." And when I'm looking, I don't see nothing. All right, everybody. I just wanted to bring them out and see what I could get on here. And I'll go ahead and load this on and take a look at it. See how whitewashed out that is? Somehow or another, you can take that light away. Let it focus in. There it is. When you take that light out, you get either a brighter opal, or look at there. See the stars come out in it? That is the most prettiest thing in the world. Well, you see them little stars there. When I'm looking down at that opal, it is full of those. There is no white parts. That is something that's happening on this camera that's just, I got to figure it out. Because when you stop that direct light from hitting it like it is, you'll start finding that color. And it's a beautiful little stone. And I figured, why would you touch something that could be worth thousands of dollars when you can practice on something that might be worth, I don't know, because hadn't got there yet. I wouldn't know how to tell you what opal's worth. I think it's like in the eyes of the beholder. If you can make something beautiful out of it, that's up to you. And then the more experienced people, they know. And that's why I trust people like W.M. Opals. He's a young man, but he really, really knows what he's talking about. And that Opal guy, he's he's got his own personality. I like it. I like the way he presents. I like his shows. He's an honest man, I can tell. He's he's just all out there. He's not hiding anything. If you can figure out what he's doing, good for you. I'm trying my best. I watch him, observe what he's doing. He's taught me some things, and I realize I've got to make me a display case. But it never hurts to learn new things. And this has just been my new thing. And I like it. I appreciate y'all's time. I really do. If you're watching this, it's just a little click, or my newfound friends. I hope you can appreciate what I'm doing. If you have any questions about it, where I got it, anything like that, I'll be more than happy to tell you. I don't have secrets. I just don't give out personal information unless I ask first. And I don't like to tell people exactly, especially if it's one of our YouTube people. I like to keep things personal, and that way you can go to them and inquire, because I'll let you know where I got it. I'll show you exactly where it came from. I don't have a secret like that. And nothing's a secret. I just don't give certain information out. I appreciate y'all's time. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Be blessed is better.